Hi, this is Todd with another episode of This Is How We Do It. We're going to make duck roll-ups. It's going to be a slice of duck with jalapeno and bacon wrapped. We're going to saute them first, and then we're going to deep fry them to crisp them up. But you want the duck to stay pretty rare, because once you cook it, if it's wild duck like this, when you cook it all the way, it's going to be so tough, it'll be like shoe leather. So you want to make it very rare. So we're going to get started here. Cut off the jalapeno part. Now if you leave the seeds in, it's going to be hotter than if you don't. Now I'm calculating a little bit here. I know I only have 12 pieces of bacon. It takes half a piece, like one of these to do each one, so I need to cut these into 12 pieces. Obviously it'd be easier if I just did halves, but it also makes it so I get more out of each jalapeno. So we're just going to cut them in thirds. That's going to be a nice big third on this one. This will be kind of a spicy one, I bet. And open, get all the stuff out. We don't want any of that. Get a lot of seeds. And pause it. Okay, so we've got them cut in thirds. We're going to take these veins out. Again, if you want it to be spicier, leave that in. Just kind of peel those off there. That's where all the capsicum is. That's what makes it hot. Like I said, leave some in to give it a little more spice. Just remember to wash your hands when you're done doing this. You wipe your eyes, anything like that, even your cheek will start burning.
Wear gloves.
Yeah, you can wear gloves. I just remember to wash my hands. I'm just going to scrub them real good. I'll leave a little bit of these in there to get a little more spice on a couple of them. That one. Actually, I had this up at my brother's for the holidays. It was so good I had to make it again. Get all this off here. Okay, now when it comes to the wild duck, you want to make sure these are actually a whole breast. So that tells you how small these little ducks are. That's half a breast, so if you put it together, it'd be like a chicken. That would be the whole breast. So these are really tender little pieces. I still want to clean off as much of the fat as I can get. I got my pan starting to heat up. I'm only going to put probably half a breast, like something like this in each one, because they got to be pretty thin to get medium rare and still cook with the meat. So again, I only have enough for 12 pieces, so I'm just going to do a quick 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get off all the fat. And if you feel any BBs, you see that red hole right there that I just wiped with a knife? That's usually where a BB went in. So you just want to check. Anyway, you see the red holes, but this one looks really good. But you can see a dark spot there where it might have penetrated. Just gotta be a little careful when you bite down on these. Okay, so we got all the little pieces of meat here. Got our bacon. Now we're just gonna pretty much lay the piece of meat in like this. Gonna wrap it up. And we're gonna start sauteing it. And I'm gonna put a toothpick. Can you dump a couple of those out, Kasha, so I'm not grabbing in there? There we go. Actually, I do have my salt, pepper, and garlic out. I didn't use it on that first one, but you always want to salt, pepper, and garlic just to make sure it gets some good flavor on them. You can marinate them and things like that, but this is easy, quick. These two down here would be really spicy, so we'll put those off at the side. I got a lot of black pepper on them. It's hard to go wrong with bacon and jalapeno. Pretty much put bacon on anything and make it taste great. On these, keep wrapping. Like I said, you gotta have a lot of duck to do a lot. I happen to get a lot of duck, so you always try finding new ways to cook it. Like I said, don't ever cook wild duck well done, and you won't be able to chew it. So we just want to get this bacon, and we're gonna deep fry it at the end to crisp it up, because again, it keeps the duck from overcooking too long on the stove here. Ooh, that's a big piece. I think we should put a bigger piece of duck in that one. See that black spot there? That's probably a BB in there, or that's at least where it went through. You can kind of see it on that one. That's a nice big one right there. Stop. Keep wrapping. Let's get my pan going hot. These smaller pieces. We'll do more big ones here in a minute. So big thirds. I've set the toothpicks out on the counter because you don't want to handle that raw meat and then put your fingers in the toothpick container. So whatever you're going to use, you want to get out at one time, just so you're not putting raw food into your toothpicks. I had to cut another one because that was a really big one again. That's a whole breast at that one. Put it nice and tight. Can't get that quite on there. Try that again. Get it as tight as possible on there, and if you can, get the ends to kind of pull back around. This is what they call it, kind of swaddling the baby when you put a blanket around them. You're swaddling the bacon around the duck here. The toothpick just keeps the bacon from curling off it. About 2 minutes, we'll just kind of get hooked together. You want to kind of stretch that bacon too. So I'm only using half a piece so it doesn't get too strong. Too much bacon on there. And it's starting to fry up good. Having the toothpicks helps turn them real easy for you. If your hands are sensitive, you might want to use tongs, but I think I have so many calluses that don't hurt me doing it. Oh, here's another good example of a BB shot going right through. You can see that purple right there. That's where that duck did it. And just instead of searching for the BB, I just cut them off. It seems to be easier. BBs are so tiny on those. That's it. I should have asked my brother what kind of duck these were. Some small duck. I think last time we did little pintails. And the last one. Like, just let this stuff cook. You don't keep playing with what's in the pan all the time. Just let it go. Let it cook on its own. I'll come back to you here in a minute. Okay, so we've got these browned up. And the reason I'm kind of doing these up front first is I'll try to get the jalapeno to cook just a little bit without everything else cooking. But now that they're nice and brown, you can also grill them on a grill. I'm going to fry them up to finish them real quick because the bacon's too raw right now to eat that way. That grease is hot, but it's going to cool down real fast when you start adding these, so you can always add a few and then go back to it. I'm going to set these off to the side, kind of let them just slow go here. I got some I didn't flip around yet. This will help sear in that flavor a little bit. We're just going to let these cook until they get brown. It shouldn't take but 2-3 minutes in the deep fryer because when you're going at top speed at that point, I'm going to slide it through to the hot burner and really get it going. We do want them to fry pretty good quickly without overcooking that duck. Okay, so these have been deep frying a while. Looking pretty good. Trying to see if they're not overcooked, but they're nice and getting crispy on the edges there. If you cook it too long, your bacon will look not done. But it'll be well done burnt flavored because you're deep frying it, which has a different effect on the bacon. You don't want it to...
So how do you decide when it's ready?
Yeah, we're deciding it's ready just by the color of it. Making sure it looks pretty good and it's getting crispy. These are actually getting crispy. I know it looks like it's not, but that's actually crispy like crackling. So keep watching them here. These are getting close. You can see it's actually not frying a whole lot right now.
So it's still kind of pink.
Yeah, the meat should still be... let me cut one open. Hopefully it's going to be rare. That's perfectly rare. Medium rare. And the jalapeno is still kind of crunchy but cooked. Soft. And a little crunch. You don't want to overcook the duck. That's the important part. Try that one. Hot.
So you keep mixing, flip them around the whole time they fry?
Yeah, we don't have to. I also want them to burn on the bottom.
So it's better to do.
Yeah, since they're sinking, if they get stuck on the bottom, they'll come up, but they'll start burning to that hot point. That is really tasty. The jalapeno is still a little crispy for me, so I'm gonna cook these a little bit longer. You always should taste your food and check it so you know exactly how you want it. The duck's perfect. It tastes like tenderloin. So tender. You could rip it with a fork. You really don't need to cut it. Okay, these look done. So this is the batch. Hopefully you guys try this at home. See how it works for you. Again, just the big important thing here is not to overcook that duck, because if you do, you won't be able to eat these. So have a good day and come back and see us again. Make sure you share, like, and try our recipes and let us know how they are.